Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The high in Riverside today will reach 76.3 degrees with a low of 57.9, making for a pleasant autumn day. Coming up on Alex's News, we'll explore how a recent assassination attempt on Donald Trump is influencing the dynamics of the 2024 presidential race. We'll also look at California's efforts to address its ongoing maternity care crisis. Finally, we'll delve into the surprising connection between fruit flies and artificial intelligence and how these tiny insects could potentially transform the field. Stay tuned for these stories and more on Alex's News. We begin with breaking news this morning. A second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump has been thwarted. For more details, we're joined by our correspondent, Ethan. Ethan, what can you tell us about this alarming incident?
Grace, this is indeed a shocking development, according to multiple sources, including NBC News and BBC News on September 15th, just 2 days ago, a man identified as Ryan Wesley Routh, 58, was spotted by Secret Service agents at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. He was reportedly armed with an Alaska 47-style rifle and was approximately 300 to 500 yards away from the former president.
That's incredibly close. How did the Secret Service respond to this threat?
The Secret Service agents acted swiftly. Grace. As reported by The Guardian, they noticed Routh through some shrubbery and immediately engaged him, firing between 4 to 6 rounds. In response, Routh dropped his weapon and fled the scene in a black Nissan SUV.
Was the suspect apprehended?
Yes, he was. According to NBC News, Routh was caught after a brief chase, about 38 to 50 miles away on I-95 highway. Interestingly, he didn't resist arrest when he was finally stopped.
What evidence was found at the scene, Ethan?
The authorities recovered several items, Grace. As reported by multiple sources, they found the rifle, a scope, 2 backpacks containing ceramic tile, and a GoPro camera. The presence of these items has raised questions about the suspect's intentions and level of planning.
Can you tell us more about the charges against Routh?
Certainly, according to the information provided, Routh has been charged with federal crimes. These include possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obstructed serial number. It's worth noting that these charges suggest Routh has a prior criminal record.
How has former President Trump reacted to this incident?
Well, Grace, Trump was thankfully unharmed in the incident. He expressed gratitude to the Secret Service for their quick response. However, according to analysis from Perplexity AI, Trump has also used this incident to make political statements. He's blamed Democrats, particularly President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, for what he sees as fostering a climate of hatred through their rhetoric.
And how has the current administration responded?
The White House has confirmed that both President Biden and Vice President Harris were briefed on the incident. Vice President Harris specifically condemned political violence and expressed relief for Trump's safety. It's clear that this incident has heightened tensions in an already polarized political landscape.
Ethan, this is the second assassination attempt on Trump in a short period. What implications does this have for security measures?
You're right, Grace. This is the second attempt in less than 10 weeks, which is deeply concerning. As a result, there are ongoing discussions about enhancing security measures for presidential candidates. The Secret Service is reportedly reevaluating its approach, shifting from a reactive model to a readiness model. There are also calls for increased funding and resources to expand the protective perimeter and address staffing shortages.
Are there any immediate changes being implemented?
Yes, there are. According to our sources, enhanced protective measures are being put in place, particularly for Trump's outdoor rallies. These include the use of ballistic glass and an increased presence of Secret Service agents.
Thank you, Ethan, for this comprehensive report on this alarming incident. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops.
You're welcome, Grace. As investigations continue, we'll keep our viewers updated on any new developments in this case.
Thank you, Ethan. And viewers, please stay tuned. We turn now to a concerning trend in California's healthcare system. Chloe is here with us to discuss the state's maternity care crisis. Chloe, what can you tell us about this situation?
Grace, California is facing a severe maternity care crisis. According to reporting from CalMatters, since 2012, more than 50 California hospitals have closed their maternity wards. This year alone, 4 more have shut down, and another 4 are scheduled to close by November.
That's alarming, Chloe. How does this compare to the national trend?
It's actually occurring at a faster rate than the national average, Grace. Nationwide, about 5% of U.S. hospitals closed their labor and delivery units between 2011 and 2021. California's closures are outpacing this figure significantly.
What's driving these closures?
Hospital administrators cite several reasons, including high costs, labor shortages, and declining birth rates. However, the impact of these closures is particularly concerning.
How so?
These closures are creating what experts call maternity care deserts across the state. These deserts disproportionately affect Black, Latino, and low-income communities. To give you an idea of the disparity, Black women account for only 5% of pregnancies in California, but they make up 21% of pregnancy-related deaths.
That's a stark difference. What's being done to address this crisis?
Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers have taken several steps. Most recently, the governor signed Senate Bill 667, which expands the role of certified nurse midwives, CNMs, in California.
Can you elaborate on what this bill does?
Certainly. SB 667 authorizes CNMs to provide care outside their traditional scope, including for patients with prior cesarean sections. It also allows them to care for common gynecologic conditions without physician oversight, dispense medications, and even admit and discharge patients in hospitals.
That sounds like a significant expansion of their role. Are there other measures being taken?
Yes, there are. In 2021, the California Momnibus Act was signed into law. This act specifically addresses racial disparities in maternal and infant mortality. It includes measures like expanding the Pregnancy-Associated Mortality Review Committee and building up the midwifery workforce.
How effective are these measures expected to be?
Well, evidence suggests that expanding the role of CNMs can improve maternal health outcomes. Studies have shown that midwifery care is associated with better birth outcomes, including lower rates of preterm births and fewer interventions during labor. It's also been found to be cost-effective and can help address racial and ethnic disparities in maternal health.
Are there any other efforts underway?
Yes, the California Department of Public Health is supporting obstetric quality improvement efforts through partnerships with organizations like the California Maternal Quality Care Collaborative. There are also initiatives to introduce doula benefits and extend postpartum benefits to 12 months.
It sounds like a comprehensive approach. Is there anything else in the works?
Lawmakers and health advocates are urging Governor Newsom to sign additional legislation. They want to help the state intervene when hospitals are struggling to maintain labor and delivery services. They're also seeking greater transparency from hospitals regarding their finances, staffing levels, and the community impact of closures.
Well, it's clear that California is taking this crisis seriously. Thank you, Chloe, for this comprehensive report on the state's efforts to address the maternity care crisis.
You're welcome, Grace. It's an important issue that affects many Californians, and we'll continue to follow its developments.
Thank you, Chloe. We appreciate your insights on this critical healthcare issue. Here are some other headlines. The historical drama, Shogun, made Emmy history, winning a record-breaking 18 awards in its debut season. It became the first non-English language show to win Best Drama Series, with leads Hiroyuki Sanada and Anna Sawai becoming the first Japanese actors to win Emmys for their roles. Boar's Head is closing its Virginia plant, following a severe listeria outbreak linked to the facility. The outbreak resulted in at least 9 deaths and 57 hospitalizations across 18 states. The company is permanently ceasing liverwurst production and implementing new food safety measures. The Taliban has suspended all polio vaccination campaigns in Afghanistan, dealing a major setback to global eradication efforts. The World Health Organization has confirmed 18 polio cases in the country this year, up from 6 in 2023. This decision raises concerns about potential spread to neighboring countries, particularly Pakistan. Germany has initiated rigorous random checks at all its land borders for 6 months, aiming to combat irregular migration and enhance security. The move has sparked mixed reactions within the EU, with some countries supporting the decision and others criticizing it as potentially harmful to European unity. Amazon has announced that all corporate employees must return to the office 5 days a week starting January 2, 2025. CEO Andrew Jassy cited the benefits of in-person collaboration and maintaining strong connections within the organization. The decision has been met with dissatisfaction from some employees who have grown accustomed to remote work flexibility. In our third and final story today, we turn to an exciting development in the world of neuroscience and artificial intelligence. Joining us to discuss this breakthrough is our science correspondent, Ethan. Ethan, what can you tell us about this fascinating intersection of AI and fruit flies?
Well, Grace, researchers have made a remarkable discovery by creating a virtual neural network inspired by the visual system of a fruit fly. This model aims to replicate the neural circuits responsible for motion detection in the fly's visual system, and it's proving to be quite impressive.
That's intriguing, Ethan. But why focus on fruit flies? What makes their brains so special?
It's a great question, Grace. Despite having only about 100,000 neurons, fruit fly brains are incredibly efficient and capable of complex tasks like flying, walking, and detecting predators. Researchers use detailed maps of the fruit fly's brain, called connectomes, to create a computer model of the visual network involving 64 neuron types.
Fascinating. How did they go about testing this model?
The researchers trained the model using videos that elicit motion responses in living fruit flies. They then used an AI system to analyze neuronal activity during video playback. Remarkably, the model successfully predicted how each neuron in the artificial network would react to specific videos, mirroring the responses of neurons in actual fruit flies.
That's impressive. What are the implications of this research for AI and neuroscience?
The implications are significant, Grace. This research highlights the potential for AI systems to become more energy efficient by adopting strategies observed in biological brains. Current AI systems require substantial energy and computational resources, whereas the fruit fly's brain operates with minimal energy consumption.
So, how are researchers applying these insights to make AI systems more energy efficient?
They're taking several approaches, Grace. These include understanding efficient neural processing in fruit fly brains, modeling neural networks based on fruit fly brain structures, analyzing connectomes to understand information processing pathways, designing energy-efficient AI systems inspired by fruit fly brain strategies, and using predictive modeling to optimize computational processes in AI systems.
It sounds like this research could lead to some major advancements. Are there any limitations to this approach?
Yes, there are. While this simplified fruit fly brain model is highly effective for understanding and predicting the behavior of fruit flies based on their visual system, it doesn't fully capture the complexity and adaptability of more advanced neural systems like those in humans. However, it's seen as a stepping stone for understanding more complex neural systems.
Who was involved in this groundbreaking research?
The research was supported by the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, HHMI, and involved scientists from various institutions, including the University of Bingen and the Janelia Research Campus. This breakthrough offers new insights into brain function and the potential for more efficient AI systems, with implications for both neuroscience and artificial intelligence research.
Thank you, Ethan, for sharing this fascinating development with us. It's certainly an exciting time for neuroscience and AI research.
It certainly is, Grace. The future looks bright for more efficient and capable AI systems inspired by nature.
Thanks again, Ethan. That concludes our news stories for today. Stay tuned for more updates throughout the day. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.